happy Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Thank Ganesha it's Friday. Thank Great Spirit it's Friday. Thank Gandalf it's Friday. Whoever you call your higher connection, you were guided to this live for a reason. This is my first time going live, so hopefully I do this correctly. I was actually in the process of cleaning after this amazing new moon that we just had in Capricorn. How is everyone feeling today? This new moon, I don't know about you, but it has been incredibly magical for me. Synchronicity doesn't even begin to cover how many miracles are happening. I think we blew past synchronicity and now we're right in serendipity. We're basking in delight, looking for design, enjoying design, and basking in delight. So I was cleaning, and these two cards slid out. Talk about synchronicity, that are from my friend Mathias Manser's deck that he did. Excuse me, this is one of two decks that he's done. The other one I helped him to do the description for, that he piggybacked off of a lightning storm. No joke. So I will be bringing that one out as well, especially if, there's a positive response to this live, which I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be. You can tell that this caught me by surprise. Okay, so this is part of the message. YouTube used to have this thing where in order to go live, you would have to have, I don't know, 1,000 subscribers or what have you. And it had popped up this morning, would you like to go live? And I'm thinking, well, I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So, of course, I look at the updated policies and voila. So, this is me coming to you, bright and early, grand rising on a Friday, sunny Friday on the West Coast here. So these cards coming together are absolutely amazing. And the reason I say that is because, you've got the structure card at the bottom, which reminds me of Capricorn. Right now, we're kind of sort of happy medium. We're in between Capricorn and Aquarius, if you follow Western vein of astrology. And Capricorn, I am on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius, so I can talk about both signs, pretty freely. Um, Capricorn is an earth sign, tends to be a little bit more pragmatic, a little more structured, kind of reminds me of a video game, right now. With everything going on in the world, it's funny, I just saw 144 on the counter, 144,000 angels. It's kind of like, the original version of Pac-Man, where you have Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, going around all these turns and twists and this and that and gobbling up the ghosts and earning points and going to the next level and all that jazz. A lot of people that are light workers, earth angels, star seeds, etc. right now, that's kind of the energy that we're dealing with. My divine masculine likes to talk about, the sacred battling the profane, and he's a martial artist, so I get it. Um, I always tell him, the sacred is only battling the profane if they refuse to dance in a healing way. I prefer to dance rather than battle. I can battle if I have to, but I just heard capoeira. If you're Brazilian, you get that. Here comes Carnival. Oh my goodness. Oi, obrigado. Okay, so if you guys are not familiar with me and my channel, I speak several different languages. I have literally worked with elders from Aztec to Zen, so you never know what language, what reference, which quote, which blessing, you're going to get from what direction, but you will never be bored. So a lot of times I have people email me afterwards, what does Vajra mean? What's a Dakini? What does Hecheto Alo mean? So that's just me. If you read the description of the live, I've been walking this path for over 2 decades in this lifetime. And like I said, blessed to, work with elders from all around the world. So I like to incorporate as much of their wisdom, as is guided and inspired, especially on a live. I never know who's going to tune in. There might be somebody from, I just heard Norway. That's funny. I was invited to come out and visit the Princess of Norway not long ago. But I was gonna say, like India or South America, or, no accidents. So shout out to whoever's viewing this from Norway. Um, but these cards, that's what it reminds me of. It's the structure on the bottom and kind of the free flowing energy on top. And Capricorn is an earth sign. It's more about building foundation, almost like building the temple. If you think about it that way, our bodies are a temple. Taking care of our bodies so that we don't get the nearest batch of cooties circulating around, or the flu, or any of that nonsense. So, vitamin C, whether you're talking about oranges or you're talking about spending time at the ocean, sending healing to the ocean. Shout out to Yemaya. If you know what that is, you know what that is. If not, you can look it up or you can email me. So you have the structure at the bottom, the oranges and the greens. Green is the heart chakra, orange is the sacral chakra. So it's the empowerment, it's the womb. It has to do with, again, heart energies. So, it represents dharma. It represents moving in a way that's connected to the heart, speaking in a way that's connected to the heart, thinking in a way that's connected to the heart, knowing that what comes from the heart always reaches the heart. What comes through the heart reaches the heart even faster. So then you've got Buddha at the top. And it's interesting when I'm looking at this card, the cards look like they're alive. I've never seen cards like this before. And if you meditate with them, you look with your Chante Ishta, which is the one true eye of your heart, you feel even more from the cards. It's almost as if, you close your eyes and the image comes alive, as you're closing your eyes. They're absolutely amazing. My friend is absolutely amazing who designed these. And, what I get from that is, again, Capricorn energy is the foundation. Excuse me, here it's called, what is it? um, the structure. So again, it's framework, it's foundation. And then you have Buddha, which, Buddha, the energy is more free flowing, higher consciousness, higher wisdom. In my case, the Tibetans say crazy wisdom. And, some people are like, what do you mean crazy wisdom? It's tapping into that higher wisdom in ways that, sometimes others don't understand yet, but it's like, the difference between looking at things on the ground versus looking from the air. And what I see from this card is not just birds, it looks like birds are flying around Buddha, but it also reminds me of starfish. And it reminds me of the story of the grandfather and, the grandchild walking on the beach. And the grandchild is picking up all the starfish that washed up and putting them back in the water, and there's hundreds and hundreds of starfish. And the grandfather looks at the grandchild and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "You're wasting your time." And he says, "It doesn't even matter. There's no way you can possibly pick up all these starfish." And the grandchild picks up another one and puts it back in the water and says, "Well, it mattered to that one." So, sometimes in, seemingly chaotic times that we're in now, or it feels that way, as we're transitioning from 3D to 5D, etc., remembering who we really are, walking and flying each other home, as Ram Dass would say. Um, we things seem overwhelming. It's like, how can you possibly pick up all the starfish? But it feels like the message of these cards is that, if we take the time to honor Capricorn season, to kind of set up that structure, whether you look at it as a Vajra chessboard or you look at it as, original version of Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, if you're on a twin flame journey, I'm sure that's what it feels like. I've been on a twin flame journey for almost 2 decades, and my twin is absolutely amazing, does diplomatic work, etc. So knowing that there's no such thing as separation from your twin, Even if you're in quote unquote physical separation, it's a preparation for union and or reunion to help humanity even more in some way. And you know, if you were blessed to watch Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man back in the day or play that game, you know that Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man didn't always go in the same direction, but they always gobbled up whatever ghosts needed to be gobbled up in order to collectively get to the next level. And that's what it feels like it's happening with Capricorn season. Also feels like those of you that are in twin flame situations where you know you're wanting, hoping to get to the next level, it's that's what Capricorn season is for. Not only strategy, playing and winning the game and going to the next level, but earning the added freedom that Buddha represents. So kind of moving from the heart into like higher consciousness, the mind, you know, the mind is infinite. We're in an 8 year right now as the counter just hit 1111. That means infinite protection, infinite healing, infinite blessings, infinite clarity, infinite love, and infinite abundance. So again, this card, more orange, you know, a sacral chakra energy. You've got kind of the flesh tone energy. You've got the browns, which, you know, in my tradition, the rainbow doesn't just have 6 bands, it has seven. So, 7 generations, 7 bands in the rainbow, 7 sisters of the Pleiades, you know, 7 days in the week. Everything is interconnected. The power moves in a circle. So, if you can just get past, you know, be patient while the chessboard is being set up, get past, you know, the first, second level where Mr. and Mrs. Pac Man can gobble the ghosts together. You know, trust the Buddhaful alignment, trust the Buddhaful consciousness that is within your heart, that's all around you, whether you're looking at the birds and how they are flying in harmony, guiding each other, encouraging each other, you know, seeing things from a higher perspective, or you're looking at the starfish in the ocean and sending healing to the oceans, you know, that is so needed right now on, you know, the West Coast, East Coast, Atlantic Ocean, everywhere. All the oceans are interconnected. And the oceans represent wisdom, they represent emotion. So, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. The more that we calm the oceans within ourselves, the more that we calm the oceans on the outside. The more we heal the oceans on the outside of us, the more we heal the emotions on the inside of us. And, you know, times like this when you're in between, a lot of times that's when these tears come that you don't know if they're yours or someone else's, especially if you're an empath, which means you pick up on other people's feelings. Um, I always encourage all of my Reiki students to wear a dream catcher that is native made, not native inspired, native made, because that means the prayers went into that dream catcher and it acts as a filter 24/7, helping you to know which energies are yours and which energies belong to someone else, so that you can observe what's going on without absorbing what's going on. We all know that the boat doesn't sink because of the water that's around it, it sinks because of the water that gets in it. So, you know, namaste, optimistic, be aware of your surroundings. You don't have to move forward in faith, you know, or fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Faith is forward action insulating the heart. So, you know, use your heart as your compass. And when you do that, there's no more wrong turns. There's just Dharma powered adventures, you know, waiting for you to enjoy another friendship, another day, another victory with the ones that you love the most. You know, Mitakuye means that we're all created, we're all relatives together, we're all in the same boat. You know, some of us are in a sailboat, some of us are in a power boat, but you know, we all can do our part to send healing to the water, send healing to each other, and you know, help things to be better for this and future generations. So again, this is my first live, and if you guys like the cards, if you like the content, you know, please feel free to like and share and subscribe, um, and we'll go from here. You know, if you have any favorite decks that you would like to see, any topics that you would like me to expand on, whether it's twin flames, whether it's Buddha consciousness, whether it's Reiki, whether it's past life stuff, um, you know, angel healing, whatever it is that you need, you know, I'm literally here for you, especially as a triple Aquarius. So, whatever your sign is, wherever you're at in your life, you know, if you are where you want to be, or, you know, if you're hoping to expand and elevate and evolve, I'm here for you. Okay? I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you again for all your feedback, all your donations that are helping the channel to flow and grow in the know. And I will look forward to our next live together. Have a great Friday, and I'll talk with you soon.